with Pyro and 4.0 around the corner and all this discussion of PvP and lawlessness and whatnot going around right now, I wanted to point out two situations I had the other day, one in 3.24.3 and one in EPTU 4.0. One was on Yellow, one was on Bloom and Pyro. And this is how to spot a beacon bait. They're exceedingly rare, but they do happen, and I imagine they'll probably pick up a little bit if they fix rescue beacons in 4.0, which are currently broken. CIG, please fix the fucking beacons. Anyway, a player had already gone to these players on Yellow to save one of them and got killed immediately. Went in the chat, got super angry. This is my first beacon I've ever responded to, and it was a trap. I can't believe this. I'm never doing this again. Well, the whole point of this channel and my spreadsheet has always been to fight this misconception that all beacons are traps and that this is what's going to happen to you most commonly. So one of the first indicators that there may be a trap, and this isn't a for sure thing, but I've done over 2,000 of these now, and I'm confident to say this is a pretty big indicator. When you have 3 players at the same exact location, all with the medical assistance beacon out, there may be something questionable going on. Now, a medical assistance beacon, which are not available in 4.0 as of right now, are this catch-all beacon if you are injured, if you need nutrition, top-off, water, food, you need someone to bring you a tractor beam, you're stuck somewhere, whatever. It's a way for a player to send out their location and a request for aid, which you can then further clarify in chat. Chat isn't only for shit-talking and measuring ship fleets. So I roll over there knowing full well that this is a trap. I've had multiple beacons before at the same location, and they actually weren't a trap. I had one at Whistler's Crypt on Daymar a long time ago where 4 players were killed by the Ninetails Subterranean Special Forces, which is what I call those guys who used to spawn underground that you couldn't kill, but they could kill you. But it turned out to be completely legitimate. You had 4 players laid down in a row, all dead from this one guy. So anyway, I'm coming into land here. The first ship I see is Zaz's. Now, I don't know if they're a part of it, but judging by the chat that you guys can't see, prior to this, it seems that the 3 players who put up the beacons are a part of it, and then there are maybe 2 or 3 additional players. I'm going to get a solid indication that I'm about to get attacked when Cuddy Blue gives me that interdiction warning. Now, I'm not going to press charges because they don't do anything, and I came here on my own volition into this, Kenny Loggins danger zone. And shortly after this warning is when the attack starts to happen. Now, you'll see that play out here. I'll tell you, as a side note, little tangent, the Terrapin is supposed to be this beefcake of a ship with all of this, hit pool and whatever. I gotta tell you, I've been attacked a lot by bunker turrets and NPCs in the Cuddy Red. I've crashed into things, and I gotta say, they really fixed that up around, 317, 318 maybe. And it's pretty strong. The Terrapin, I'm not that impressed with considering this sizable numerical difference. Now, I've got shields to max, and I'm supposed to be this flying tank, but I get taken down pretty quickly, not only in this situation, but in a couple other situations I've had so far. And I've been meaning to do a video about that, but, find a better channel for that, Ferrister or something like that, to get a good review on this. But the second situation, which I'll just give you a preface on while I'm getting my ass kicked here, trying to fly this loaf of bread to safety, was in Pyro. Now, this person had landed to do a mission on Bloom. They had gotten their ship destroyed by a Polaris and 2 Sabres. And they asked in chat for a ride. I was able to party them, or actually they partied me, because in EPTU 4.0 as of December 19th, you cannot scroll down the member list in the server, in the comms tab far enough to see probably 85% of who's in the server. So you can't party that many people. They partied me, and I went out to Bloom to pick them up. And the whole time they're warning me, hey, the Polaris is still here hovering, the Sabres are flying around. All right, cool, let's go see what we've got. So I identified myself on chat. Hey, I'm coming in. Friendly Cutlass Red, just doing a pickup. And I was able to make it in there just fine and pick this player up, which you'll see, and again, I'm watching these videos at the same time you're watching these videos. I really ought to do a script one of these days instead of just firing from the hip here. But nothing happened. Do I know why they didn't shoot at me? No. If I can see them, I'm sure they can see me, and usually PvP players are a little bit more experienced in that regard in identifying threats around them. I'm not a good pilot, mouse and keyboard warrior over here, and I suck at dogfighting and flying, in general. But to come full circle here, I imagine baits may pop up a little bit more in Pyro if CIG fixes the rescue beacons. Again, right now, you put up a beacon when you're incapacitated by holding M, but the rest of the server does not receive an on-screen notification. If they happen to notice it in the contracts tab and they accept it, they do not see your location, and they also do not get a marker on the star map or anywhere else to know where your location is. So in that case, they would have to party you, because you can't party anyone while you're incapacitated. Stay in first person to look for any party invites, and you'll hope they find you that way. If that gets fixed, rescue beacons are the only beacons in 4.0 as of right now. There are no medical assistance, no escort beacons, and personal transport beacons were removed in 3.23. I imagine, like I said, there will be an uptick in some traps. However, this does not mean all beacons, most beacons, or even a significant number of beacons are traps. Send your beacons, respond to beacons, it'll probably be okay.